Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew, and I got me a bunch of Daredevil Marvel Masterworks, because he's one of my top favorites, top five. He's Daredevil, Hawkeye, The Thing, Captain America, and Iron Man. So, go to first issue. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, because a lot of people already know it, but it's interesting they used a photo stat from the cover, save a little money there. But we all know the origin if you've been a Daredevil fan. This deaf guy, he's blind and he's deaf and he's crossing the street by himself. Why? Not sure. So Daredevil stops him, saves his life, but he's blind. He's now blind, and it's kind of odd that he would rescue a blind guy and become blind, but all his senses kick in, which is great. They're hyper. He's got the ping, ping, ping radar sense. His father dies for not taking a dive from the fixer. Foggy Nelson, his best friend and roommate in law school, gets his diploma. Come on and meet the secretary I hired. My name is Karen Page, Mr. Murdock. I hope you'll be pleased with me. Her voice is like music. From the sound of it, she's 5'4" young, and I know she's lovely. I'm like, okay. It's kind of odd. I mean, just because, how would you tell? I mean, his radar sense is more for basic figures and if something's coming at him, but, how can you tell she's lovely? I understand. Such a pity. A wonderful, handsome man, so handicapped. Boy, I sure would like to hear her talk about me in that adoring voice. So this kind of goes on for several issues. I don't really have to. It's the old Cyclops and Marvel Girl thing where they fuss over each other. I'm going to skip the even the John Romita issues because it's more of the same. So I remember buying this, and it was a reprint, 6 issues it lasted, called Marvel Adventure, and I was really bummed out when they stopped it. So there's this what is he called? A Tri-Man or something. He's got like a little bit of, he's got brains, he's got bronze, he's got speed from 3 different criminals. Totally insane. Karen, did you hear that? If Daredevil doesn't appear, anything might happen. And he can't appear while Karen is watching me. Like a hawk, I've got to think fast. Remember that costume Foggy used when he impersonated me? Yes, but why? I'll explain it later. Matt, this is insane. What chance could you have? I can't let you. I can do it. With your help, Karen, just in case the real Daredevil doesn't show up, we can't allow any harm to an innocent man. It's like, okay, send a blind guy in that you don't know has super senses. So he climbs in, and he somehow, she's like, she vanished. I love this page, man. There's some sand in his face. Wow. Dang. So, he wins, and we don't see any more of Karen in that issue. Later on, he fights the Plunderer, who is the brother of Kazar. Yeah, Kazar, whatever. What is it, Karen? What do the letters to Matt say? I knew I should have opened it. It's from Spider-Man. He knows that Matt is Daredevil. But tell Matt not to worry. We won't reveal his secret. Oh, Foggy, can it be true? I don't know why Spider-Man would do that, but the beginning of the next issue, man, what do you see? Old Matt swinging, twin brother. And there's the Leapfrog, who is hilarious and cool at the same time. So he holds Matt Murdock hostage, and wait, where's I thought I saved this because never mind. Foggy, I still can't believe this letter from Spider-Man says that Matt's really Daredevil. That Waller crawler has to be wrong. Matt's blind. I knew we should have opened it. It was addressed to Matt personally. Don't reproach yourself for that, Karen. Matt is missing. We are desperate to find him, and the letter looked like our only clue. Anyone could have done the same. And blah, 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 blah. Matt shows up. Matt, it's really you. I told you not to worry, Karen. Bad pennies and good lawyers are always turn up again. Where were you? Gosh, I bet the boy didn't give you the note I sent you. Boy, what do you mean? When you left the arena, I felt very tired. I suppose the strain of the excitement got to me. I left a note telling you to take the rest of the days off and rest up at the seashore. I gave it to a young usher, but I suppose he wasn't able to find you. So, yada, yada, yada. And I love this face of Karen's. She's like, it's such a great way to emote doubt. I hate telling a phony story. I'd love to believe you, Matt, but what? What? We might as well level with you. We received a letter from Spider-Man who says you're Daredevil. Oh boy, if you're ever going to think fast, you better now. Okay, group. I can see that I can't keep the truth from you any longer. You're forcing me to tell you about my twin brother. Your twin brother? I never told about him before because he asked me not to. His real name is Mike Murdock. Mike Murdock, and he's a dead ringer for me. Come on, fellow. I roomed with you at college. We were buddies. We confided with everything, and you never mentioned your brother. I couldn't. Even in those days, he was a loner, always practicing to be an adventurer. He would talk about anything. I know. And since he was my twin brother, I kept the secret all the years. We're both lawyers, Matt. You know how thin that story sounds. The truth sometimes does, Foggy. Anyway, Mike was always wild, sort of a black sheep type. I never was too anxious for people to know about him. Surely you don't find it easier to believe that a blind man is a superhero. Let me see. I want to meet Mike Murdock. I was a fool for lying. Now he wants to meet a brother who doesn't exist. I gotta bluff it somehow. You'll meet him soon, I promise. So he's like, son of a bitch. Matthew, you mule-headed meatball. What have you got yourself into? Where in the name of my little hood horns am I going to dig up a non-existent twin brother? Next time I'll play it by ear for a while and let the idea hit me. Well, I really love this. Gene Colan came up the way that Matt's cane can double as a hook. So more fun ensues. So he becomes Mike Murdock. It's totally insane. I better change it back Murdock fast, but no, just for kicks I'll become my Matthew's frantic, fast-talking twin brother. I'm beginning to enjoy the role of Madcap Michael Murdock. I guess he's as big a ham as I am. I'm beginning to feel like a one-man repertory theater. First, a conservative Matt Murdock, the blind courtroom whiz, and I'm also dazzling Dee, the darling of the swashbuckling sense. And I'll toss up my hair. I'll get some new shades. Stanislavski has nothing on me. All I can do is change my personality. Doot. I love that. What a ham bone pose. It's so great. I hear Foggy and Karen coming. Sing. You're singing? Come in, whoever you are. Foggy, it is Mike Murdock. I'm all shook up about the whole thing. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hoit me. I'm not saying that his material is great, but, he's just, the way he delivers it is so exciting. Fair maiden doth enter the office of Brother Matthew, and who is that standing at his side? He frowns, he scowls, he mumbles under his breath. 'Tis certain he is no member of the Murdock fan club. But let me warn you, my chubby friend, blah, 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 blah. Can't you see he's imitating James Cagney? You recognize that, Karen, baby, you're the greatest. Mike Murdock, tell me something. Are you ever serious? Sure I am. Come on, let's get married. I can't. I've got a hairdresser appointment. See, when I'm serious, nobody believes me. How can a man like Matt have a twin brother who's a real metal case? Hey, hold up, group. If you're going into court tomorrow, I want to save a seat. I want to watch you legal Eagles in action. After all, who doesn't forget who helped beat the leapfrog? He's right, Foggy. He deserves a trial. Sure, does. So does Perry Mason. So, Mike Murdock's just being a real nuisance, and he's sitting amongst not the jury, but this is for the birds. A guy could fall asleep here. I suppose a routine procedure would be seem dull to a man like you. Although your brother Matt would be in his element here, I still don't know why he asked Foggy to make an open presentation. Poor Foggy would rather sink his juice into a juicy corporation tax any day. So, bear in mind, there's an African American he's not announced, he's not promoted, he's just a character in a comic. This is like 1966, I think, and DC wouldn't have a black superhero till like 1969 or 70 when Marvel Wolfman had a character named Jericho, and it turns out the editors got rid of it. I think they changed it drastically and whitewashed it, so to speak. The old guard, Stilt-Man, baby. I'm going to do an episode on Stilt-Man. So, throw some gas. Wait a second. This is so funny. Oh, hang on, everybody. I love this. I know there's some connection between the staff of Nelson and Murdock, attorneys-in-law, and Daredevil himself. I'm convinced that either Murdock, Nelson, or the girl know the real identity of my masked enemy. Thus, the way for us to learn is simple: to capture them all. So, Stilty does the dirty work. And, kind of helpless until Daredevil finds a note, or at least our guest reveals his identity to us. So if that's your plan, I'll tell you. No, Matt, don't. Why not? Anything to get us out of here. I knew we'd find out. The note is still where you left it, but it doesn't matter now. All that matters is Mike Murdock must die. And they're pissed. Oh, man, Matt, how could you have ever betrayed your own brother? I never expected you ever. Well, Matthew, boy, if you ever had a chance with Karen, forget it. A little premature there. Stilt-Man versus Spider-Man. Bam, 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 bam. So he's starting to throw people at the helicopter. And he pretends to fall back. Matt, you heartless beast. Get away from the door, Karen. This is such a great page. This next page. Wow. So much going on. Gene Colan is clearly having a thrill doing this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, Matt, how could I reveal that your own brother Mike is really... How could you reveal that your own brother Mike is really Daredevil? Luckily, the Marauder died before he could use that secret, but how could you have been so weak? Karen, baby, you're just too much. And he's charming her up. Matty Boy's going to be out of town for a while, lecturing at Carter College. Don't you ever get serious? Blah, 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 blah. So, like, a doll, I'll see it. So he's kind of cheating on himself. If I can't date Daredevil tonight, I'll do the next best thing. Might as well get a workout. And jump ahead. And it's a nice romantic stroll through Central Park. Excuse me. How can Mike be so unconcerned about Matt almost giving away his secret? If this hidden identity is so important to him, why Daredevil should be more upset unless there's something more, something we hadn't guessed. What if Matt's, oh no, Matt, the one is really blind? I think it could be, for we know Matt's blind. No way. So he shows up. He goes, when a joker like me runs out of trees to swing in, can be a long walk home. Must forget to keep Mike's personality while I'm in costume like this. Her burning intensity of her gaze. You were joking before when you said that Matt was going to lecture at college about flying saucers? It's not important to know all this. Yada yada yada. Yada yada. So there's more interaction between the two. And Daredevil stops the crime. And Karen, I can see again what happened in this episode. Everybody lost their vision. Everyone at the crowds, everyone's looking again. Professor Brewster has been vindicated. He won't need us to defend him. He might as well be talking to the wall. Poor Foggy. Okay, Daredevil fights Mr. Hyde and Cobra. Okay. He is truly blind. That's like the third time, because I think it happened in issue 10 or something, a Wally Wood issue. So without his powers, he's helpless, but he has a plan. It's a stupid plan, but he has a plan. Perhaps I could still function. I can still maintain the fiction that Dee Dee and Mark are one and the same. The important thing is no one must ever know that Daredevil is really Matt Murdock. It'll be a miracle if I pull this off. And he enters. Yes, what happened to you, fella? Ever hear of a blind superhero? Well, I'm introducing you to one now. In a nutshell, lawyer. Man, I can't see you. But Matt's a blind one. I don't get it. Figure it out, son. I'm Matt's brother, right? Maybe we both were born with the same weakness in our eyes, only mine didn't hit me until years after Matt's. Trouble with your eyes, and that's why you always wear those sunglasses. It's working. He's swallowing it. My roommate, my best friend, is a sucker. Okay. First Matt's blindness, and now you, Mike. It's too much to believe. You're so right, honey. When I think I had my hair restyled to show Mike now, say, what's all the commotion out there? So it's a threat by Cobra and Mr. Hyde, and he's still blind. Blind. Well, I mean, completely with none of his sensors. Wish me luck, pretty girl. Uncle Mike's gonna need it. Only diversion will prevent a tragedy out there. And Mary Marvel, I would say Mary Marvel Marching Society, and Marvel, and Mary Michael is gonna provide the diversion. I always thought you were out of your tree. Now I'm sure of it. So he can't see at all. He's got no radar senses. He said, "Whoop! I misjudged the width of that depth of slipping. I knew this was insane. You haven't a chance, Mike. I could keep holding you. Sooner or later, you'll take the wrong step. You got to quit. You got to come back." And he throws his cable. Did it. Now he's got the... Even without my super senses, I've trained myself in acrobatics for years. Yeah, so... Beautiful, beautiful motions there. And he holds on to the cord. And he gets closer and closer. And he's thanked by Karen, even though she had the opposite reaction when Matt did that stupid thing with the gladiator. You were simply sensational, and there's no way of people knowing how many people owe their very lives to you. So, but he's still blind, and the Cobra is after him. Now, remember, I'm not getting into the fight scenes and stuff yet. This is all Karen and Mike. It starts off, just like I said, with Cyclops and Marvel Girl, mooning over each other for months and months and years and years. So, Here we go. Let me see. Go right to the next one. Doctor Doom. Okay, the beetle gets taken out. Did you bring my suitcase from the train, girl? Natch, boy. We checked it in the locker. It's so good to be again. And it sounds like I'm skipping a lot, but I am, because this is just about the weird ass relationship. And sorry, Foggy, his number's unlisted. I don't even know it. Talking about his brother Mike. Come off it, fella. You can't tell me you don't know your own brother's number. You know how secretive he is, Foggy. He's never even told me his address. Has he? Even so, you're pretty calm for the fact that the trapster threatened to kill your brother. Matt Murdock, we've all known what we've visited Mike before. You must know his address. How can you be so unconcerned about your brother? Mike can take care of himself. Yes, no thanks to you. And she gets pissed off. How can I blame them for the way I feel? I'd feel the same way. Blah, 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 blah. It's lucky I can make it as a super swinger, because as a diplomat, I'm one washout. So he's all, boo-hoo. Fights the trapster, beats the trapster, and Foggy is asked to be a district attorney. He's thrilled. She goes, will you run? Just between us, gorgeous, it'll take an army to stop me. Of course, I don't want to commit myself till I've spoken to Matt. After all, he is my partner. All right, if you get elected, you'll have to give up your partnership. That will mean Matt being here on his own, but he won't mind. He'll be as happy for you as I am, though he hasn't shown his face in a couple days. And it is Deborah Harris who eventually marries Foggy. She, I thought you were still in jail. And it turns out she committed a crime. But, that's not important. We'll jump ahead. I thought you were going to go see Deborah Harris, Foggy. Why don't you help? You're not going to get... It won't help you get the nomination for DA if you're seeing dated with an ex-convict. Nobody's seen us so far. And... and not much here. Duck down to him. And couldn't help overhearing you, Foggy, considering how loud you shout when you lose your temper. It's about Deborah Harris, isn't it? She's an ex-convict. Karen and me, Foggy and Deborah. It's time we took the evening out for fun. Best idea I've heard all day. How about you, Foggy? Great. I knew we'd make a swinger out of Matt sooner or later. And they're at a party. That's our cue to dance, Matthew, before Foggy has a temper tantrum. Love to, Miss Page, but Fred Astaire, I'm not. Who's complaining? You don't see Sid Charisse worrying a little about me, do you? Whoever that is. I'll teach you. And he stumbles. But, but he's just so... He's like sniffing her hair. And, still no word from Debbie. It's as though the earth swallowed her up. Sooner or later, Daredevil will get her trail, Foggy. I don't know how much you meant to me. Perhaps when Matt returns. What if Matt needs you? What shall I tell him? I'll be at the library following a hunch. I want to study the newspaper reports about the Unholy Three. And if the Unholy Three sound like scary, they're not. There's a bird man, a gorilla man, and a cat man. Not to be confused with Peter Criss of Kiss. Foggy, you must let yourself go to pieces this way. You still have the campaign to think about. Poor Foggy. I just know how he feels. He's worried. He is about Deborah. Matt should never have stayed away this long unless he's in some sort of trouble. Somehow I feel his disappearance and Daredevils are both tied in. Some terrible way, and with the attack of the Unholy Three. I felt that way myself for so many long broken hearts. Long, heartbreaking months about Matt. And one thing I want to know, I can't stay here any longer, waiting, fearing, and doing nothing. If Matt needs me, I'll give my very life to help him. So, once I thought I was trying to do his brother Mike, but by the glamorous, dashing, heroic image of Daredevil. But now I know it's Matt I love. It'll always be Matt. So damn sweet. This is really cool with the line work. Beautiful. Who inked this bad boy? It is John Tagliona, who's also known as John Tartag, when they want to keep the credit short. Matt's door is unlocked. Matt, can you hear me? It's Karen. On the bed, Daredevil's costume. Can that be why he wanted no visitors? Because his brother Mike has been living here? Gotta bluff it through. Hey, Matt, did you see my spare costume? I can't find... Oh, it's Karen. Daredevil came about your brother. I guess he must have gone out to buy pizza or something. He's on the outskirts of town. It can only mean one thing. The intensity is getting his attention. You mean you'll try to find him? Here's your coat. What's the hurry? Never thought I'd try to get rid of a chick like you, but I got things to do, baby. Okay. It had to happen sooner or later. Mike went out the way he would want it to. Then it means the end of Daredevil. Will it? I wonder. He faked his own death. We're almost a half hour into it. I'm not even halfway into this. Okay. Matt, that was your own brother. He died defending us. Have you got nothing to say? Can't you even put down that blasted Braille law book for a minute? Sorry, Foggy. It's too late for tears, and we still have work to do. Matt, I never thought you could be so cold-blooded. If they ever suspected that they're mourning for someone who ever existed. You think I'm unfeeling? Think I don't care about Mike? He was closer to me than any of you. You can count the times he saved my life as Daredevil. I still can't believe that he's gone forever. Shedding a tear. Oh, man, it's wonderful to be out with you this way. No cares, no problems for now. I'm beginning to think I should have killed off my Daredevil identity long ago. So they kidnap the blind guy, of course, because he's a coward. He says the original Daredevil was killed and then trained someone to take his place somehow, but he never told me his identity. By the way, if you want to know more about Mike Murdock, check out Comics Tropes YouTube channel, and Chris explains it in great detail. I'm just kind of scooting over it. He took Matt. And later on, comment Captain America. It's wrong, it's all wrong, nothing I can do about it. The only girl I ever loved, the only girl who meant anything to me, now she's gone. I've lost her forever. There's no way I could get Karen back. Look at that, man. Coleman's just having a thrill with that. She knows I love her. She must know it. A girl can sense a feeling like that, but she won't. She thinks I won't admit it because of my blindness, but I dare not tell her the other reason. Whine, whine, whine. How can I jeopardize the life of the girl I love by letting her share the deadly secret of Daredevil? Zoop, zoop, zoop. Mope, mope, mope. I have something to say to both of you. I decided to leave. I can't work here any longer. But why, Karen? If it's a matter of money, no. I'd work for nothing if only. It's because of me, darling. My darling, isn't it? I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to say it, but how can I stay here so close to you, yet so far away? Even though you call me darling, I can't bear to know you'll never be mine. I never wanted to hurt you. Oh, Matt, all the times I've longed to, was to carry you, was to love you, take care of you, and let your blindness not overcome us. So, oh, Matt, I can't wait any longer. This is the best for us, the both of us. If only we had a perfect ending. I've got to help her forget me, make it easier for her, no matter how it hurts. Women, you're all alike. You try to own a man. Well, nobody's owning Matt Murdock. If you're going to go, then go. Good riddance. And why did you do it, Matt? We both know how she felt about you. Don't ask Foggy. I don't want to talk about it. She'd have married him despite his blindness. That's exactly why I had to send her away. But I can never explain to anyone. It's over. I made my decision. I've got to live with it. How can I forget her? How did I get out of my mind? He's throwing shit around because he's ticked off at himself. And there's a great story with Captain America fighting Daredevil. It's reprinted in a Marvel Treasury edition called Marvel's, I don't know, it was like superhero team up or battles. And they took out a couple pages that were just non-essential, so to speak. Just for a few minutes in the heat of battle, I was able to forget Karen. What happens now? 44 issues at the meeting Karen. It's so funny. It's a monthly book, so we have quite a few years going on. That's kind of odd, that dead air there, but I don't care. I can't bear the thought that I've broken her heart. When I admitted we could never marry, I never dreamt that she'd take it this hard. It was only for the best sake, for her own sake. Everything is meaningless without her. The only problem is I've realized it too late. So, wah. He shows up at the office. He claims he was mugged. He switched suits with this other guy because he wanted to fake out the group. He loves screwing with Foggy and family and friends. I don't get it, Matt. You tell the gal you've no intention of ever getting serious with her. You practically drive her away with tears. Now that she's gone, you can't stop thinking about her. As for myself, the only important thing in my life has always been Karen Page. I've managed to lose her forever. Yeah, if I was any happier, I couldn't bear it. Great book. It's in Son of Origins of Marvel Comics. And here is Karen. Why not tell me about it, Mr. Lincoln? We'll see. Blah, 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 blah. I remember the case, Mr. Lincoln. As a lawyer secretary, I followed it with great interest. In fact, if anybody can help you, Matt Murdock can. Murdock, I heard that a long time ago. But promise that you won't tell him that it was I who sent you. I have a personal reason for that. Ha-dee-da. Karen, she's returned. Must have let her know that I know, not until she speaks. Matt, I've been waiting for you. Have you so forgotten? Karen, it's you. His glasses fall off. You dropped your glasses, darling. Let me put them on for you. You've come back. That means you've forgiven me. I couldn't stay away any longer. Smooch, 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 smooch. But don't expect it to last. Oop. Any bullshit's why you can't be somewhere. I'm just skipping it. That was the toughest thing I've ever done. Just when Karen had returned, when it looked like there was a chance for us again, I had to blow the whole bit. Now she's probably more hurt, more disappointed than any before. But I can't blame Foggy for thinking I've turned my back on him when he needs me most. So, another issue, and he's like, sure, nothing can equal the thrill of going into action as Daredevil or of wearing a costume that makes me as famous as Tiny Tim. Fame, what a laugh. I spent years building a legend of Daredevil, making my costume a symbol of courage and skill. My costume, big deal. Or set me on fire like the sound of Karen's voice, or to touch her lips. All I've ever done is to keep me away from, all it's ever done is keep me away from her. Blah, 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 blah. Karen, 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 Karen. This is Barry Windsor Smith's early stuff, which is why the design is different. I just can't stay angry with him. No matter what he's done or what he may do, I simply love the man too much. He doesn't answer. First, Matt broke it off saying it was hopeless when I mentioned marriage. Blah, blah, blah. There must have been some reason for him acting the way he did. Loving him as I do, I should have trusted him, but now it's too late. And now Karen's kind of victim blaming herself, because Matt's being kind of a dick. Matt, where you been? I called before. No one answered. Please excuse my voice. I have a cold. We have things to discuss in the future. She loves me. Not Daredevil, not some scarlet swashbuckler, but me. Yo, me. So, this is what Barry Windsor Smith was getting out of his strict Kirby affect and was growing as an artist. It's like a little teeny tiny house. They've got to grab something to eat. I love that. Kind of preparing us for Conan. It's him. Long story. It's a bad guy. The doorman will see him to a cab. But what is it that upset him so? Perhaps I can explain. My name is Star Saxon. I'm a friend of Matt's. Star Saxon. Here comes Black Panther, who's pretty kick-ass. I can thank my lucky star I did. Through the silent snowfall, I could detect 2 pulses, 2 heartbeats. One belongs to Saxon, the other to Karen. That tears. I've got to rescue her quickly, even though it means revealing to her that Matt is Dee. So, girl hostage. That's the way it was in the 60s. Where is Daredevil? He's telling the Black Panther about that. Funny you should ask. Let's see. Are you all right, Miss? Are you all right, Miss Page? Yes, he didn't hurt me, but now I need your help to find Murdock. And he had cut his finger as Daredevil. When he's like, Matt cut his hand on glass on a date with Karen. If she blurts it out, then it's doom for Daredevil. So, okay, bear in mind, issue 53, we're still dealing with the Karen conundrum, and she should just tell him to take a hike. But I think what happened was Daredevil was kind of a low-rung character at this time, and they didn't really think much about, like, hey, maybe he should find someone else, or maybe Karen should blow him off. And let me see. Hold on. I'm a little more than halfway done. I need to take a break because I have a toothache that's kicking my ass, and talking kind of aggravates it. So I will be back. I'm just putting it on pause. Talk to you soon. Okay, you still with me? Well, here we go. Issue 57. I unmasked you at last, but it can't be. Daredevil is Mike Murdock. The reason this has the regular silver and black dust jacket instead of the red one was, well, I got this cheaper. I got it for $25, I think, at Heroes World way back when. So, I still can't believe it. The man I loved is dead. DA's ex-partner killed in a plane crash. Not important. It's not salient to this story. It's It's all about Karen and Daredevil. He was killed in action months ago. Now, in some mysterious way, Daredevil has caused another death. And this is the one I'll never get over. Why did all the wrong people die, Foggy, while others seem to go on forever? I couldn't sleep. Matt was all, I loved him. I always knew that. And so did he. Even in Blindness, Matt saw more than you that any man that I ever met. He seemed so vital, so alive. If only we hadn't argued just before the end. Don't, Karen. It was all crazy misunderstanding. And here comes Daryl. Well, now that I've satisfied myself as being the cat burglar of Fun City, it's time I called it a night. I suggest you do the same. Perhaps you're right. None of this is going to help Matt now. Did I miss a page? Oh, yeah, I did. I'm doing the little Batman and Robin bit. Matt Murdock's cane. I believe you knew it, Matt. Just as you knew his brother, the first Daredevil. Mind if I keep the cane? I know it's an odd request, but I'm sorry, but that's all I have. Just remember, life goes on. Yes, life goes on. Oh, no, it doesn't. Not with these two. Now, oh, man, how beautiful is that cover? Oh, Lord, I love that cover. Well, you'll never guess how this book opens. Defeated, that's putting it mildly. I checked it out. It turns out Mr. Fear had the fear gas going. He was chugging along with that fear gas. Because Saxon never showed, I haven't been able to tell Karen the truth yet. In fact, I haven't even seen her since the night I stole into the room and retrieved Matt Murdock's cane, alias Dee Dee's Billy Club. And mope. Let me see. By now, you plan to tell Karen everything, that you loved her, wanted to marry her, sure. Maybe she'd marry you anyway, but I suspected she did it out of pity. If you could bear her pity for a blind man, how could it bear it to be a coward? Daredevil, what on earth are you doing here? I had a favor to ask your boss, Miss Page. I took a chance you might be here. Must act formal, not act like the same Daredevil they used to know. And if my hunch is right, soon I can tell them the truth. The truth. I think he's way past the truth there. Yeah. She's like wringing. I don't say wringing her hair, but she's. If you'll excuse me, Foggy, I'm not feeling very well. I better get home. You shouldn't have mentioned Matt. She took his death real hard. She's got to snap out of it or she's going to crack up. Yes, indeedy. Let me think. Where is Karen Page in all this? If Karen's here, I can hear her heartbeat among so many others. And like, ooh, all of a sudden this Beatlemania or Monkey Mania. Oh well, I'm sure there's no harm in looking it up for you. Truth is, Karen's been grief-stricken since the recent death of Matt Murdock. She was in love with him, you know. Yes, I know. Well, I'll be. Is something wrong, Mr. Nelson? And, good old Karen Page. Oh, she is in. Where is she from? She's from somewhere. Vermont. Blah, blah, blah. Why is it I see his face when I recall the headlines that blazoned forth the news of Matt's death? Why? It seems a little sinister. Is it only that I have changed, or I'm no longer the little girl who romped around in blue jeans and hid her chewing gum under the benches? Perhaps you can never go home again, as Tom Wolfe has said many, many, many times. pardon me, when's the bus that passes by the Page place? No bus, no more. Change the routes. It's cab. And she's like, why is everybody freezing out when I mention the Page place? And that's because of this guy. So, you must be Miss Karen. My name is Garth. I'll take you too. Mrs. Page, your daughter has arrived. My apologies that the guest room was not prepared. I was not expecting her. I wasn't. Perhaps it's here. Perhaps it's the best. Mother dear, is there any way to greet your wayward offspring? La la la. And Dad became this creature named Death's Head. Don't say it. No, no. Here comes Daredevil, of course. After all, Dad knows so many atomic secrets. Daredevil, none other Karen. Now, would you call for your watchdogs? Here we go again. It's uncanny, Daredevil. I was just wondering if I dare call you, but you walked in as if it were magic. How could you have known that we needed you? And even I didn't know it until a few moments ago. I'll explain it all later, Karen. Right now, let me to your study, your father's picture. And I do mean study. And she's too upset to notice that I'm using my fingertips to learn her father's appearance. Okay. Have you called the police? The note said if I told anyone. I tried to. Your father would want to live while we let another man die. Whatever that means. It's wonderful to hear your voice again. I can't tell you why. There's something else I gotta know. It was just kind of a tease. Piss off, Foggy. What's going on here, Daredevil? We'll find out who the man who captured Karen's father. Captured or killed Daredevil? Why don't you say something? What we're thinking. I journeyed home to forget my sorrow, my despair over the death of Matt Murdock, and now I have lost the only other man who had a place in my heart. Dad, oh Dad, I wish I hadn't developed the cobalt bomb. That's something you say a lot to yourself. La 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 la. That's beautiful. Daredevil, I know I should have awakened him, but let him be the one to follow our sinister servant. But we Pages have always believed in doing things for ourselves. It's like, oh my God. Ah, you, Karen Page. La 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 la. I don't even know why I held this page here. For Karen Page. He drove himself too hard, Karen, and tried to erase the stigma of traitor from the Page name. Karen, take off my mask. Your mask? Da 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 da. It can't be your dad, Dad. No, Karen, I'm not. Matt Murdock is alive. And what is more startling, my darling, is Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Start for the courtroom scene. I love that he was a lawyer because so many characters don't have like high-end jobs like this unless they're businessmen like Tony Stark. I mean, he's a lawyer and, you know, he's got to be going on 30. So, you know, whatever. There's Karen hanging up. And she's thinking back to that moment. I totally messed with her. I don't believe it. It's all sort of a dream. She fainted. And your brother Mike, the aerial explosion in which you died, even your blindness, they were nothing but ingenious frauds. 2 out of 3, my darling. I never had a brother. An explosion was trumped up to flush out a would-be blackmailer. Yet I have been blind for years, perhaps in more ways than one. Really blind? I don't understand. When you get down to the brass tacks, Karens, neither do I. As Matt, I told you about my childhood accident that blinded me. So, la la la. But I love you, Matt. As if I haven't worn my heart on my sleeve ever since we met. But there's one thing I have to try. And she moves her hand. You can save your energy, beautiful. Maybe I can't see, but I got a radar set that tells me you're testing your hand by waving at me. I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Good reason. Don't go away, mad pal. On the other hand, don't let me talk you into staying, because he wants to be alone. Will you marry me? I want to, Matt. I do. If only your life weren't constantly in danger as Daredevil. I anticipated that little lady. But here's the grabber. Tomorrow, Daredevil has agreed to appear at the United Fun Parade, and I've decided to make us his farewell performance. Then I will marry you, my dearest. I will. Good. There are plenty of superheroes to share the applaud in the crowd. But only one red-headed lawyer lucky enough to be loved by you. Are we sick of Karen Page yet in Daredevil? It's exhausting. Now here's the thing. Karen Page is kissing Daredevil in public, so I guess this is his final day, or else people would follow him around. And don't get me started on Black Widow and Matt Murdock dating Matt Murdock and Daredevil in public. It's crazy. He can't be killed, not now. Karen. I think they say Karen in this book more than I've told my wife. Said it to my wife, Karen, over 30 years. It's so bizarre. He's leaving and so's Karen. If only she'd stop avoiding me alone, being alone with me, perhaps I could sense something hesitate. And maybe that's what she should do. She's walking away. Maybe there's nothing to stay. That Murdock's really made it, hasn't he? Blah, 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 blah. No matter how I try, I can't get that news bulletin out of my head. The one who said Daredevil just finished battling two armed thugs a few blocks away. How can I even stand here, not even speaking to the man I love, when I know that one stray bullet could take him forever? I've got to find a way how I feel, if only by my silence. I must induce him to give up being Daredevil. Stop putting his bullshit up. Stop dating his life. Stop putting his life in danger every moment. Karen? I'm sorry, Matt. I was thinking ... I love monochrome covers. See, I told you my tooth messed me up. Let's see. Is there any more whining about Karen? I don't know. I think I just wanted to show that panel. Yeah. Look at me, the strong, silent, scarlet-clad superhero. I'm acting like a schoolboy getting ready for his formal dance. Actually, it's not that bad an analogy, especially since I intend to marry Karen tonight. Of course, my track record on proposals isn't that inspiring. Daredevil. Karen's in love with me, but her father's recent death has made her afraid of becoming an early widow. Maybe I shouldn't have told her my secret identity after all. Well, I still like to do anything. It's a long epic. They won't shake each other. It's like, get over each other and move on. It's no use, Matt. I just can't get with it tonight. The mood and the music are right, but so is the man. But you know, Daredevil, costume, death, blah, blah, blah. And I'm afraid that you don't have to say it. As long as two supervillains are running around loose, Daredevil's going to go after them. Well, there's one consolation in dating a girl who's in on your little secret. At least you don't have to pretend to just develop a sudden headache. But I have. Good night, Karen. Wait. And she skedaddles. Rightfully so. Because he said he was going to quit. I can hardly blame Karen for being ultra shy when it comes to my compulsive costume wear. She feels grief she felt when my fictitious brother Mike seemed to have perished, and worse, she remembers her father. La la la, la la, la la. Okay. Now Matt's annoyed with me. I can't blame him. I deliberately referred to those hyper senses of his just to get under his skin. Well, congratulations, girl, you made it. Girls do stupid things when they're in love, don't they, Karen Page? Guys do stupid things when they're in love, don't they, Matt Murdock? Let's see what page is this. 13. What do you have to say? You want to contact Daredevil? Blah, 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 blah. There's all the earmarks of a trap. What's wrong, darling? I was just wondering if this is the time you won't come back. It's way too past for couples counseling for those two. She needs to hit the road, and he needs to stop whining. Okay. Karen, I wanted to thank you for what you did, the risks you took. I only did what any citizen would have done, Mr. Daredevil. Now you have to excuse me. I had a long-standing date this evening with one Matt Murdock, but he seems to have forgotten me, and I think it's high time I return the favor. You tell him, girl. Let's see where he starts to whine. Oh, maybe he doesn't. Oh, there's a shocker. Let's see. No. Well, so fine by me. One less thing I have to read with my sore tooth. My toothy. I'd put you up in a home, Matt. Our home. One with no secret closets or hidden billy clubs. Please, Karen, we've been all through all that. Yes, I know. Sometimes I wish I couldn't read these headlines, but maybe I wouldn't feel like I'm about to be put out to pasture. Hate me if you want, Matt, but I wish they would put Daredevil out to pasture. Maybe that would give me back the man I fell in love with. Karen and Foggy comes up and breaks up the conversation. See, this is starting to get like those romance comics where she starts turning weepy all the time. And I'm trying to think who wrote this nonsense. Roy Rogers. Thomas started writing after Stan left. And then... yeah, it's Roy Thomas. Boy, I just got that. I hit the sneeze button as soon as I could. I was almost going to blow it. Here we go. This can't be happening. How can I be leaving? Walking on the man I loved. I wanted Matt to stop me, tell me I wasn't leaving, but where did he go? He wants to marry me, share his life with me. It's Karen Page who's the holdout, the girl who fell in love with the man who never truly existed. La 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 la. I know he's really Daredevil. Oop. Scoop. There we go. Oh, Matt, if only you'd phone. So... Newark Airport, please. I'm catching a plane there. Sure thing, lady. Hey, you sure don't act like you're in a hurry to get there. As a matter of fact, driver, I'm not. I'm not any kind of hurry at all. Good God, I thought it was done. There's a lot going on. Okay, back to more crying. I'm not going to be redundant. That's my flight, and I'm not missing it. I'm not. Yeah, I think I've read too much of this. And you're probably like, I don't want a blow-by-blow account. He decides to call Karen. It rings. And that's the end of this masterwork. And there's 3 more to go. Good Lord Obama. Now we're at issue 64. And still crazy. Really crazy. I might have to abridge things because I'm hitting the 1 hour mark. And I know people like longer stories, but oh yeah. this woman who's a roommate of Karen Page. Karen Page is like, shh. So she says, I haven't heard a peep from her. And that's because she don't want him. There's someone following me. Lurking presence. Bad, bad. This has nothing to do with their relationship. Remember, I recycle these things. Well, she's in a movie. You know, all this swirly stuff beforehand, it was her being horrified, but Brother Brimstone it's just acting. You know, she's trying to get a job in acting, and she is. You were great. I'll never know why you wasted all that time back east working as secretary. Some leading lady. My part just lasts for 2 shows, but if you mean it about that Coca-Cola date, not Coke date, that's funny if you think of it that way. Would the good musician lie to a damsel in distress? Speaking of Brimstone, or rather Ross Archer, I wonder where he is. Oh. So this guy flips out. He's all pissed off. He's like, hey, I'm the star of the show. So he's a little over the edge. She goes out to have Coca-Cola. And Vince is fun and just what I need right now, but he makes me forget some of the loneliness I feel in my heart for Matt. And that's good because I don't tend to run crying back to New York begging for forgiveness. La 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 la. I'm really trying to bridge this. I mean, because you know the essential, you know, it's... How did you come along at the right time? It's best we go our separate ways, like the song Journey says. And she's enjoying being an actress. Who wouldn't, you know? I don't remember what this is, even if it's worthy of a notice. Let go, puny. Whoa! I don't want to do that. La la la. So this guy's talking sweet to her, you know, just not being a wolf, just, you know. Isn't that groovy, Karen? The way Mr. Winthrop wrote you for another week's shooting? Yes, I know I should be more cheerful about it, but I keep seeing Baron Brimstone. Yeah, it wasn't much of a moping panel. Okay, he's checking out dinosaurs. And the lights go out. Shape up, Karen. You're not a little girl watching creature features now. You're just a gal who stood up a date with a guy you don't want to see anyway. And, ooh, she's attacked. I saw it all, Matt. It was horrible. No more horrible than his killing Archer attending to murder you and pin your death on poor, lonely Lester Leroy. But why me? La 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 la. It's like, ow, down, no. She's 67. Hi there. Are you batty, or do all the working girls here on the West Coast leave their doors unlocked? What? You startled me. I guess I forgot to lock it when my roommate came out, and the phone, I'll get it. Might be from the movie producer or the TV producer. She's all excited about, you know, her potential in Hollywood. And they have a civil conversation because she's got a lot of forgiveness in her for him. He's such a jerk. Call for you, Miss Page. Well, I can't take it right now, Daredevil. Dick move. I wrote this down to remind myself. Well, it's either your career or me. It's not that simple. I like the work here. Okay, lady, take your time. Just remember, no man can wait forever. Now, get this. When Frank Miller was doing Daredevil towards the end of his run, he was making Heather Glenn basically decide the career or the marriage, and it really broke her. So he had a history of being a dick. I can't wait forever. Let's see. I don't know what's going on here. La la la. Okay, he's gonna. So much for that. Another day shot. Unless I call Karen, I can't call her after the way she ran out of me. And a lovesick, even a lovesick one has to have some pride. Okay. She calls. You have 2 seconds to guess what the ravishing Hollywood starlet this is. You can only get one guess. Lucky you can collect your prize next time you see me. I've been looking forward to it. I believe you. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, she could do better. I suppose you're right, Matt, but I didn't want to talk to you. I did want to talk to you, to hear your voice, and I'm ready to come back. Not yet. Please understand. I love you forever. Goodbye. Da-da-da-da-da-da. La la la. I can't fool yourself, Matthew. Your mind's not on crime busting. It's on a comely ex-secretary named Karen Page, ex-girl, Friday, ex-love. So don't play cool tonight, pal. Not when your every thought's on someone who's calling you darling, if it wasn't for this blasted mask. Cut the soul-searching soliloquies, Dee Dee. Yes, by all means. On to this episode. Book. What's really great about this, it has all the Black Widow stories from Amazing Adventures at the beginning. And, see, it's really cool. Just the Black Widow stories, not the Inhumans. Now we go to number 75 of Karen and Daredevil crying about each other. Why couldn't you have picked an easier goal, Matt? Why would you pick on one that's anathema to Karen, so hateful to her that she's turned your love away forever? Oh, never mind. Nothing there. I thought there was. And bear in mind, this is what I came up with for like an hour or so. There's other scenes like that, but I just couldn't find them all. So, oh, her again. I'm torturing myself. Here's a funny thing. It's guest star Spider-Man and Submariner. That's a Sal Buscema cover. Well, the colorist got completely confused because that's supposed to be Peter Parker. Instead of brown hair, he has black hair. They use blue to kind of show the highlights, but that's black hair. Black hair there. Mary Jane, and it's not Mary Jane. They colored her like they would Karen Page, and I guess the colorist didn't read the copy because she's a redhead. Funny as shit. And a lot of I think letter writers came in about this. I'll see you tonight at the press conference. Meanwhile, go powder your nose or something while feeling icy about the luggage. New York, I'm back. How much has changed? More? Matt, how are you, Matt? Do you still remember me? Do you still care? Do I even have the right to ask? Oh, Matt, I need you. I've been so lonely and afraid. Can you ever forgive me? Is there anything between us left? Oh, Matt. Now, this is one of my earliest Daredevil issues. First Daredevil issue I bought, it was off the stand. It was issue 115. And as I'd said in previous episodes, I'd gotten some of these back issues from older guys who kids who went to puberty and they're like, I don't want comics anymore. That's kid stuff. Love that cover. It looks like either, it looks like Marie Severin, because of them and some of them, and Frank Giacoya inked it. That may have been redrawn. I don't know, but here's my introduction to a back issue. Karen Page, Karen, her first movie. I know it's been playing in the theater on passing. Karen, why did I cut you out? Why can't I forget you existed? And at once you were the girl I called love. I dig that splash though. Beautiful. He's got his ascot on, which was the fashion at the time. So he's like, I never tried to hurt you, darling. I only did what I had to do. I have responsibility to myself and the act of fate that gave me my powers. I can't betray that responsibility. That's why Dee Dee walks alone. And look at that blend. That's really sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And there's a young married couple. And they get attacked by these hoodlums. And in the middle of a fucking fight, he takes a Karen. It's so stupid. Pull yourself together, Matt. Your nerve ends feel raw as a half-shaved carrot. What's wrong with you? Is it Karen? Is that what your problem is, mess man? Daredevil. That's my name, miss. Of course, my friends call me Dee Dee, but you here call me Daredevil if he's able to talk again. Okay, Buster, no more fooling around. I'm going to bust your spine. What is it they call you? The bull? Ole. Karen, isn't she all you could think about, Murdock? Murdock, you fool. I was like, concentrate to the job at hand, okay? So this is where Matt's staying, and the hippie couple. And here's something I wanted to show you. Especially when I was a kid, this panel stuck with me. This panel. That is possibly the most beautiful panel of any woman I've ever seen. In a comic book, that is. Look how her hands are and her eyes, and Tom Palmer's ink in this. So I love that. That's so cool. And it turns out to be Karen Page. I must have been, call me foolish, Phil. I must have been to think Matt wouldn't find himself another girl. Why are things so miserable just when they're turning great? And he's trying to cheer her up. Greatest thing since Raquel, Karen Page. Oh no, without Matt, it's wasted. All of it, nothing. Okay. This I have to show you because the punks are driving on a Jeep. And he clotheslines them. Man, that's a friggin' badass panel. Okay. She goes to Foggy, blah, 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 blah. I've been a fool running away like I did, refusing to see his way. Whoa, lady, you're not making much sense. I thought you were in L.A. I was, but I couldn't bear it anymore. I waited too long, Foggy, and I've lost him forever. I think he's found somebody else. And there's the Mad Bull. Cool character. I just realized something. Maybe I don't really love Karen after all. All this adolescent mooning, isn't it just a way to punish myself? Punish myself for failing to be the man you wanted? Forget it, Matthew, old son. You're all good. It's a waiting you need to feed. Usually I do this when I'm down, but not tonight. Okay. Boing, boing, boing. Bouncing off cars. I'd totally dig that. Anyway, meanwhile, I don't know where she is now. Maybe she's back in Hollywood. I haven't been listening. Matt, is it really over for us? Oy, oy, oy. It's like a yo-yo. It goes up and down and up and down. And, it's Matt and he's hurt. No, I never realized how much it pained me to see him like that. It's, as Daredevil. Karen, I'm sorry I got distracted. A man I used to know, I keep thinking about him, but just now, no, I'm sorry, Phil. It's just something I can't discuss. And, she's crying because Matt on television is in serious peril. And she watches, sees the explosion. And here's where Black Widow enters. And I'll tell you what, Jack Abel used to ink Gene Colan on when he was in Tales of Suspense, and he's back, and I'm loving it. I am loving it. It's so different from what the other inkers had. Like, Sid Shores was a little ham-handed. Tom Palmer's always great. And then there was, before that, before Sid Shores, there was somebody else. Spectacular Splash. Literally. Oh, it's a terrible story. I gotta cover that sometime. Karen? Oh, don't say it, Phil. Funny, I thought doctors fell in love with their patients. Hang on. Oh, she goes, you love me, don't you? Take out the hesitation, and the answer is yes, honey. Funny, I never thought doctors fell in love with their patients, not agents with their clients. Don't joke, Phil. Please don't joke. I feel miserable, and I'm glad. Oh, I don't know how to feel. I just know I'm confused, terribly, terribly confused. Things seem to set themselves simply, and now, Phil, I'm going to do a stupid thing. I'm going to ask you to hold me, to kiss me, and never let me go. Never. This is when the Black Widow started getting integrated into Matt's life. And Phil is with Karen Page, and she still has some guilty feelings about Matt. I would say the two of them, it's not a very healthy relationship. Now, it's been some time since he and Karen Page has been intimate, but now he's got attached to Natasha Romanoff, deadly assassin and turned superhero, and they get romantic. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, there's more to this. I ain't done yet. Jeez, oh Pete. But I think we're wrapping it up soon. Wow. An hour and 17 minutes. Jeepers. Okay. Get out of here, Ant. It's not even the Ant-Man book. I know it sounds silly, but are you sure, completely certain about marrying you, sweetheart? What else can I do with my life? I mean, come on, the route. I mean, I've come the route, you know. I've been your agent, Karen, your psychologist, your towel shoulder. I might as well be your husband, too. It's just that I keep thinking about Matt. His Karen Page doesn't exist anymore. There's only you, the man I love. I love that cabbie's face. It's really great. And, like I said, Black Widow's, she's in the picture now. And they go out. Then it's over. Oh, hold on a second. Matt. She kisses him. Go ahead, kid. I'll drive you home. This is more romance comics nonsense. Karen and I love each other. And we've just rediscovered ourselves after a long separation. And that's something we won't let happen again. He's different somehow. Stronger, more sure of himself. You're a lucky girl, Karen. One more moment and you have taken a flight to Los Angeles and perhaps have left Matt behind forever. But where would I be? Still a star, maybe married to an agent. I loved Phil, didn't I? How can life die so quickly? Phil's thinking that way too. I can feel him watching me. So, hold on, let me get the dust jacket back on. Before I cry a bunch of tears. Okay. So it's like, good Lord, you two. Not only that, but Matt's being like a horn dog. He's like playing both ends against the middle. she cradles Matt, who's been injured. Matt, that was my agent. One of my producers wants to see me. I almost told him no, but when you woke, well, you don't need me anymore. I feel like I'm hit with a steamroller. And we come to the end. Okay. Wrap it up. A decision is made and sworn. Matt, I heard it on the news. I tried to get away, but I couldn't. I guess I didn't really expect you to, Karen. Maybe I finally understand that. Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry. Why? For not being here? For leading your own life and following your own career? Don't be worried, darling. We should have expected it. There's no room for swashbuckling adventurer in the life of a movie star. I guess there never was. You mean that? What do you think? I think I've been a little fool, trying with all my sentimental heart to recapture the past I've left behind. You weren't the only one, Karen. I should have known it wouldn't. Shut up. Don't say anymore. Let's remember each other this way. Not as we were, but maybe as we were. Goodbye, Matt. He hears her leave. A part of his life is over now. He sighs. It hasn't been easy. Parting never is. It's all right, Natasha. You'd better go to him now. He needs you. There's nothing more I can give him. Above them, the door opens and footsteps move down slick stone stairs. A tall man walks out, holds out a welcoming hand, and it's taken. And for a moment, two people smile. He's all yours, Natasha. Treat him kindly. Sometimes he could be a fool. But there's nothing new in that, is there? When it comes to love, aren't we all a bit foolish? Aren't we all just a little blind? And that is it. The big old heartbreak. And I gotta go back to how many issues it took. Oop, not that many, but not far. Here we go. Okay, it was 86 friggin' issues. 86. It was 8 years from 64 to 72, and nobody had the imagination to come up with, well, Karen's gone, find a new love interest. It doesn't have to be the Black Widow. It could have been someone in between. And it's so crazy. I mean, I don't recommend binging these stories, but read a masterwork at a time or a couple issues at a time. But oh, lordy Lou. So now my teeth hurt again. Owie, owie, owie. Anyway, take care. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and talk to you later. Bye.